Okay, how about now? Let's see. Guess I'm not, still not having any luck, huh? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, still no one sounds like they're hearing me. I'm not getting any sound, Lance.
Oh, no. So you didn't pop up?
No. Okay, you hear me with an echo.
You have anybody in the house?
A couple people here, but okay. Sounds like this. Okay, yes, sound, but with an echo. Is the echo real bad, Dave? A little echo here now. Okay, maybe that'll straighten out. You can click around. All right, let's see. That's interesting. I'm not sure. All right, well, I'll try. Figures if anyone wants to come up, I can experiment with talking to you and see how that sounds. If not, I'll just play with it for a while. Let's see. Okay, it sounds good from there now. All right, thank you, Ben. So we have Najuma Brown who popped in, and Dave from Cruising on My Mind with Dave and Adventures and Xanadu. I had a couple of people that said they were going to pop up and join me here, and I haven't heard from them yet. If anyone, I'm going to keep putting the link into the chat here, and anyone that wants to come up, even just for a short time, if you want to promote your channel, just chit chat a little. There is a setting to cancel echo in the StreamYard. Okay. I will take all advice. Echo cancellation. Okay, so that one is checked on, so I'll take that off then, I guess. Okay, took the echo cancellation off, and does that sound any different? Echo gone. Okay. Huh, all right. I should mark these settings down. Thank you very much. I'll take any advice. So how's everyone doing today? If no one wants to come up, then we could chit chat in the chat. Out here in New Hampshire right now, we just came through a week of 50-degree weather, which is fantastic. All the snow on my roof melted, a good portion on my driveway. Still got about a little over a foot left in the yard. But I hear that, now where are you guys from? I'm not sure. Najuma, you're from New York, I'm pretty sure. Cruising with Dave, Xanadu, where are you guys from? I heard the out west is supposed to get another big storm, and I'm not sure if it's snow or rain. There is supposed to be some flooding down south here. Leave it on, not off. Echo gone. Okay. So it sounds, Dave, it sounds okay right now, you're saying? Because what I did is I took the echo cancellation off. So you saying I should be putting it back on again? On, not off. Okay, well, let me know if it echoes again, because it is off right now. Okay, Hershey, Pennsylvania. So you guys don't have any snow right now, I imagine. That's one of the spots we want to stop. Chilly and breezy in New York. Yeah, that's what we're getting here. You had the same thaw as us in June, I think. And do you have much snow on the ground where you are? And I can't imagine Pennsylvania has, other than the mountains, probably doesn't have a lot. When did they open the area, the Hershey, Pennsylvania, the park area there and stuff? Because that's not a year-round type thing. That must be, let's see. Adventures Xanadu, our yard snow is gone here in northern Michigan. Oh, you're up in Michigan, okay. So you near the lakes? Do you get that lake effect snow or? Okay, so let's leave it on. I refreshed that. Okay. Oh. Hey, Dave, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Now, are you the Dave from my for Cruising My Mind with Dave?
Yes.
Now, you were just Dave for the longest time, weren't you?
I'm starting to get a little echo. If you can click that echo back on, turn the echo cancellation off.
Okay. How's that? Any better? Um, does that sound any better to you right now? Or
Yes.
it does? Okay. Now you were,
Yes, it is.
there was someone going by the name of Dave for the longest time. Was that you when you renamed it to Cruising with My Mind with Dave?
Oh, hey, I'm getting the echo again here. I'm going to try and plug some headphones in just to make sure it's not something on my end here. Okay. Just give me a
Okay,
second.
sounds good to me. Welcome in, Brian NASCAR 22. Okay, how's that sound? Any better?
Okay. Yeah, it sounds better. I'm still hearing a little bit of myself. Oh, now I hear it. I hear it again.
Okay, let me try clicking that again. So that's audio. That's a cancellation now is checked. So does it sound any better that way? Testing 1, 2, 3. It almost sounds like there's another YouTube window open. You don't have a YouTube, do you? I'm trying to look and see if I have one open.
Bye.
I'll see you later. Have a good day.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any YouTube. You don't have another YouTube window open, do you, or anything like that?
I do not. I can hear you pretty good. I can hear myself just a little bit. Maybe your speakers are a little loud or something. I'm not sure.
Well, let me put my speakers here a little lower just in case. Let's see. All right, let's see. Does it sound any different right now?
You sound good. I can still hear me like echoing in your room a little bit, but it sounds a little better.
All right, we'll try and go with it then.
Yeah.
So how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself? Nice to
Very
meet you.
good. Nice to meet you too. Now, was that what I was asking you? Was there was a Dave for the longest time, just Dave
That's
in the
me.
chats? That was you, okay? And is that because it's cruising now? Because you're thinking of starting to do some cruising trips?
No, not so much. We've been cruising and stuff, and I put that in there. It really became confusing because there was a Dave and Brandy, and there was another Dave, and it was like every time I would see somebody's name come up in chat. So I'm not really starting a channel. I've put up a few video shorts, but that was it.
Okay, so you don't have a channel as such then, at least for now.
No, that's right.
Okay, and you're from Pennsylvania.
Yep. I say near Hershey, in between Hershey and Harrisburg, but everybody seems to know where Hershey is. You say where Harrisburg, and people go like, "Whereabouts in the state is that?"
Yeah, we went to the Poconos, and then we went down to Lancaster, which of course is Hershey, the Hershey area.
Yes.
And you're somewhere in between that.
Between Harrisburg, I'm just west of Hershey, about
Okay.
10 minutes.
Okay, so I was north in there. Now, what do you got on the ground right now? Are you covered with snow? You high elevation, or?
No snow here. Even on the mountaintops, it's mostly gone. The only snow left is in the mall parking lots.
Oh, that's really nice. And what's the weather today down there?
It is clear and 52 right now.
Very nice, very nice. Ours dropped below freezing again, but I think it's about Wednesday, it's going to go above 40 again.
And
So-
whereabouts are you?
I'm in southern New Hampshire. I'm not sure if do you know New Hampshire at all? Have you been up that area?
Nashua?
Okay, we're west of Nashua. Nashua's east of us. Yeah, we're towards the Vermont border.
I'm trying to think. Bennington?
Bennington, Vermont. But we're at Keene, New Hampshire. Are you familiar with Keene, New Hampshire at all?
No.
Okay, we're about 20 minutes over the border from Vermont. If you just go southern New Hampshire.
I've got relatives in Troy, New York, so I know a little bit about that general area because they used to play hockey in like Pittsfield, Mass, and some stuff. So I know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah, that's right. So, do you travel a lot, or what's your?
Well, I've just retired a little bit ago. My wife's going to retire shortly. We're actually planning on moving to Florida and travel more once we're able to. But with the things going on the past year and a half, not so much.
You're kind of leading. We're looking at retiring ourselves in about a year, a little less than a year, and we're not going to live in Florida, but we definitely want to become snowbirds. You said you've done some cruising, right?
Yes, I've been on 10 cruises, 11
Oh, wow.
cruises.
A lot more
11.
than I've been on. What's your favorite cruise line?
Well, most of the cruises have been on Carnival and one on Norwegian. We'd like to try more. It's just that the ports around here, it's easier for us to go to like Baltimore. We did go out of New York, or we've got to fly. So it's obviously cheaper to drive to a port. If you move to Florida, it'll be a lot cheaper to drive to a port.
Yeah, absolutely. We have the same mindset. We've been going out of Boston or New York because I'd rather drive to the port. And I did do two out of Florida, but they were when I was single way back when, and I flew down there. But we're looking at the same thing. If we can go down there for a month and do the old touristy fun stuff, and then maybe tack a cruise on each year, on the front end or the back end of it. What area you looking to buy in Florida?
Yeah, we might even maybe snowbird or go down and try like a half year at a time just to ease
Right.
into it. But Central Florida, we want to be close enough to airports that we can have friends, family, relatives, whatever come visit. And Orlando is usually the cheapest and expensive flights. I don't necessarily want to be on a coast either way. I
Right.
don't know that I could afford that, but being in the middle, it's an hour drive either way. So somewhere in that general vicinity. I don't want to be smack downtown or in a real, uh, you know, urban area. I'd rather be out a little bit.
Do you get into the parks at all?
I've enjoyed them with when the children were young, but it's fun to go around. It's like now I would rather go to Epcot or to the movie or to the animal park so much more than the Magic Kingdom
Right.
and Universal. I'm trying to think the last time I was there. I think my son has probably been about 7, 8 years, and he's older now, so I don't know as much about some of the characters and stuff that goes on in those parks.
Yeah, that's true. That is so true. Right now, we're talking to anyone that just popped in. Dave, who has a site called Cruising on My Mind with Dave. Juma Brown says all her snow is gone. Brian, NASCAR fan, popped in. Hello, Brian. Let's see. Vengeance and Xanadu, they're up in Michigan, have had a lot of lake effect snow. And I'm also pointing, the chat is in, the link is in the chat for anyone that wants to join us up here. Yeah, we went to Disney with the kids every other year. I had a timeshare, which was an interesting investment. So we would go every other year, and I could put two of them together, so it was worth the drive down. And then we stopped about 9 years ago, and then started doing this cruising thing when my kids get older. So you've been on more than I think we've been on maybe 8, and most of ours have been NCL out of New York, as a matter of fact.
We did the Escape out of New York. That was the only cruise we've done out of New York to Bermuda, the 3 days in Bermuda and back, and that was excellent.
Isn't that a great ship?
It is.
That's my wife's favorite. I love this. I do like the smaller ones in a sense. Like the Gem has always been inside our hearts, one of our favorites. But the Escape just had everything. We went on the Bliss recently. Well, that was our last cruise before the shutdown, and which is about the same size. But they have the whole top deck now with the racetrack and the laser tag, and I think it's just such a waste of space. But
We enjoyed the Pride out of Baltimore. It is a smaller ship in the Carnival fleet. It's easy to get around. The Escape was our first larger ship, and it still was easy to get around. I found, though, that I probably enjoyed the food on NCL, a larger variety of food and venues than on Carnival. Not to say Carnival's food's bad. It's just that the variety on NCL was a lot better.
yeah, we booked our first Carnival cruise in. Why is that ringing? Hold on. I don't know what that's saying. We booked our first Carnival cruise in probably 30 years for 2022. You get to know a lot of these people on these YouTube things, and we signed up for one of those group cruises, which I think would be different. But we were looking at Baltimore as the most I figure out the phone's ringing, and we have this little robot who's giving us caller ID.
Yep.
I don't know if you can hear it in the background.
Yeah.
We also lost. I had the internet upgraded yesterday. I don't know if you heard the beginning when I was talking about it, and half the things to hook it up with came back. I got 1 out of 2 computers, and neither of my I don't want to say her name, but the machine that answers, because when I say it, she talks on and on, will tell me that she's not hooked up and how to hook her up.
Mm.
But,
Well, I saw
yes.
your thing in Marco Polo, and I don't. I've actually only ever been on live one other time, and it was with Anthony Simone. One time he was in the middle of doing something, and nobody was talking to him at the moment. It was kind of late, so I popped on. And so this is actually the only second time I've done it. So the fact that I've got my stuff set up correctly and you've got your stuff, I did between the echo. At first I heard the echo and then I was gone. So whatever's happened is fixed.
Yeah, that's great. And I appreciate you coming up. Actually,
No problem.
I'm going to bring someone up to join us also. But what I did want to tell you is, well, I'll tell you once I get him up. Welcome in, Larry.
Hey.
Larry, I don't know if you know Dave. That's his Dave, and from I have to keep looking at it because it's a long one. Cruising on My Mind with Dave.
Oh, just call me Dave. Hey, Larry.
And Larry from Plump Travelers.
There's still an echo.
You got an echo now? I wonder if yours will go away. It's funny.
So what happens is a lot of people will come on here and on YouTube and watch you, and then they'll click on the link, but they'll forget to mute YouTube first, then click on the link and then go in there. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
That's happening to a lot of people. So when I come in to see, what I just did is I muted my YouTube, then clicked on the link, and then you see me. It goes over to StreamYard, then I hear your audio in StreamYard. So I have 2 screens now.
Okay.
So I'm hearing your audio in StreamYard now, not YouTube.
Okay. Actually, like I say, I get someone else in the basement, guys. We'll make this a foursome here.
Thank you, look.
Hey,
Welcome in, TJ.
What's up, John? What's up, Dave? What's up, Larry?
How you doing?
Good. Got all my chores up for a day, so just been prepping my show for later, and saw you were on.
Well, before I go too much further, I want to give each of you a quick chance here to talk about your channel. Dave, do you have anything you want to say about what you've got going on right now? Or?
Oh, I've really got nothing. The only thing I've been putting some shorts up just to experiment. So it's not really my forte to probably begin to do this, but I'm learning how to do it. So that's half the battle.
Well,
so am I, Dave. I'm doing exactly the same thing, learning as I go.
Okay, and Larry, you want to just give an update on your channel?
Yeah. Well, my name's Larry from Plump Travelers, and there's my co-host, Charlie, my cat Charlie. Say hi. First, John, I want to apologize because I am here on the west coast of Canada. I was thinking at 12 p.m. our time for your 2 p.m. It is now 11:30, so I was waiting till 12. I was getting all set up for you. And then I go over to Facebook because I was all set up, and then it's like, I'm going live. Are you there? Oh. So I rushed over. So I apologize for coming in late. So anyway, my name's Larry. My channel's name is Plump Travelers. My wife, Ananda, we're plump, and we like to travel. And so basically the core thing about my channel is we just want to inspire others to get out and explore the world. Travel. I think it's important that we get out of our own bubbles and explore and experience life outside of what we're normal to. And then we can learn and grow from each other and all that. And so, Dave, I just started my channel last year, just before the pandemic started, and I was going to get my travel videos all up and ready, and I didn't get to travel, so I didn't have no content. So I'm really using some of my old content that I've had before, plus we're doing local travel, and that's not even really much exciting, going into Vancouver. And by the way, yeah, I'm from west coast of Canada and British Columbia, just north of Vancouver. And so I I have some videos of our local travels coming up. I got another one that we went into Vancouver, driving around downtown Vancouver and stuff during the pandemic, which is pretty interesting. So I'm working on that video. But as for the actual travel video, I can't do nothing until I get out traveling. I have 2 group cruises booked, one for January of 2022, and then the group cruise from October 2022, which I'm going to get to meet our lovely host here, John and Nancy, and I can't wait.
Yeah, it's one of the cruises I was telling you about, Dave.
Yeah, so that's
Right, and thank you, Larry. TJ, you are about to go. You're getting close to another Disney trip, and he's from Louisiana.
Yes, we are 82 days away from Disney as of right now, which we just got reports today. I'm going to go over a little more stuff to my shows. I got between the Griswolds who are down there and some family that's down there right now. I got a bunch of reports on like the crowds and everything if they being maxed out. So, just lost my dog. But
they're being maxed out as far as being crowded, or they raised the limit?
No, the limit's at 35, but all the parks are like sold out. This is like the set, like since the holidays, this first time they've all been sold out, like since that 35%. It's kind of got clear like how line right. Sorry, he got a new toy.
and he's still a baby, TJ.
No, wife got this toy. There's 5 squeakers in it. She only knew one.
That's a dog toy?
Yeah, well, he's 20 pounds now.
But he's still a baby.
No, he's a big baby. All right, come here. He's a big old baby.
Still looks small to me.
No, he ain't small. He's strong as an ox already. He's already busted one leash.
Holy cow. That's an active job. So, TJ, you want to just update us on your channel? Now, you got a live today, don't you?
Yeah, we're going live. I'm going live at 4 o'clock. We're doing a series called Orlando Theme Parks Tips and Tricks. They were focused on Universal Studios. They got a bunch of sales going on. Also go over what theme park news, because that's pretty much the cruise. To me, the cruise lines, the news is the same every week. We used to be sailing with T&K. We were just cruising well. It got to a point I felt like it was Groundhog Day every day with every week of the show, because it was the same stuff. We started doing the interviews where pretty much everybody else was the same interview over and over. So we decided to pivot, and I keep on saying it's like, let's focus on what we can do, not what we can't do. So we're doing more theme parks, Gatlinburg, beach travel, stuff you can actually do right now. It doesn't require a whole bunch of red tape right now. So, sorry, I just launched a toy in the living room.
Looks busier than a kid.
TJ, are you finding that, or can you purchase tickets ahead of time to get into these parks? So that
we actually booked our trip 2 months ago, and you can already reserve your time in. So we already did that before we did our final pay.
So somebody that drives down there and decides to show up at the park, he's not guaranteed to get in.
No, not right now. But this has been pretty much, it's been very well known since they reopened that you have to book in advance. You're going to have to, reserve. I mean, they tell you that. They want you. They don't do anything at the gate. Like, you can't really buy tickets at the gate. It's all beforehand. So the only people who kind of can go in beforehand is annual pass holders, but even they have to go online and make sure they can get in.
I didn't know that.
Capacity, I'll put you like what that means. Magic Kingdom can hold 100,000 people at max. So right now it's only 35,000. Hollywood Studios is 60,000 people, so they can only do 21,000 people at max. So, but that's why they keep social distancing, all that jazz. And even though the state itself doesn't have mask mandates in the state of Florida, but they still allow the county by county rules. So Orange County and Lake Buena Vista still have mask mandates, everything. So that's why they're still like, you go property, you wear a mask, period.
Mm-hmm.
You have to wear a full mask. You can't wear a gaiter. You can't wear a bandana. You can't have valves in it.
Are some of the parks providing masks for people who show up who accidentally forget or break theirs?
Not free. Like, they have actual vending machines where they're like $1 for a paper mask. But like Kayla and I, we make sure we have 2 masks per day, just in case with the heat, all that fun stuff. So no, they're trust me, they're going to make money as much as they can. So you shouldn't foul mask, you're getting one quick. They actually
Wow.
just kicked out a guy out of Disney Springs because he refused to go through temperature checks. And he got arrested and banned from Disney property for life earlier this week.
Really? Okay.
That's harsh.
Yeah, that's severe. I'd just like to say hello to Weekend RVing, our friends from Oklahoma, and Fisher Fun Benches.
Hey, Fisher, hope you're feeling better, buddy. I know you're in the hospital. Sorry to hear that.
I didn't even know he was in the hospital.
Yeah, he's in the hospital.
That's Dave. We're talking about Dave?
Dave, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hope you feel better, Dave. I'm not sure. I didn't even know you were in there.
Yeah, the funny thing is, you got Disney so protected. You got Bike Week in Daytona with 300,000 people, no mask, and it's just wide open right now. 90 miles apart.
Now, you doing just Disney? You do Universal alone on one trip?
Oh, yeah,
You do Disney.
I do Universal. I'm going to touch on SeaWorld some, probably Busch Gardens also. I'm going to cover all the main theme parks in the Florida, in that kind of I-4 corridor. Yeah.
How long are you going down for this time?
6 days. 6 days. We'll be there 5 total days where we do it Monday park, Tuesday park, Wednesday will be a resort day, Thursday park, Friday park. And then we're flying back.
Kayla's in the school system, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to work on that. We have a question for everyone on here. They want to know, has Weekend RV, and have any of you guys gotten the vaccine? I have not. TJ has. Dave?
No, I don't qualify yet.
Okay, and how about you, Larry?
No, we don't. In my age group, I'm 50, and so in my age group, we're not scheduled till July. But I thought what's confusing, and it's not really that big of a deal, is I have diabetes, so I thought I qualified to get it quicker, but it's no different than any other 50-year-old.
Right.
So. And in Canada, in British Columbia, because it's different all across the country, in British Columbia, they're giving you one vaccine. You don't get the choice. We have 5 vaccines here. You don't get the choice, and you have to wait 4 months in between each dose.
So basically, our government, the only one on the panel that has it is the youngest guy.
Yeah, really. Yeah, really.
Hey, I'm a central baby. That's why I'm a central government employee. That's why I got it. I'm actually, it was through my job because I'm a government employee for the city of Baton Rouge. I'm classified under what's our section is 1B class, which just opened up 2 weeks ago. So I walked in, showed my badge. They pulled up my department, made sure I was under the essential list, and got my Pfizer.
That is a perfect example in this case here, TJ. You're working. I have no issue with someone your age getting a vaccine because you're out there working. You're dealing with people. No.
Well, I work with people.
I'm on disability. I'm at home.
I work with people out of state a lot because I run the public auctions for the city.
Yep. So
I deal with people, and we do all of ours online, which means I deal with people from all the way up the coast of Maine. So I got buyers all the way in Washington. So I told Kayla, I was like, I kind of need it because I deal with people who, especially a bunch of truckers, pretty much what I deal with. So.
Dave says, my defib shocks me, so getting me meds and stuff. Thank you for all the well wishes for everyone out there.
If I will say, I ended up getting Pfizer because you don't get to choose like here, Larry. It depends on where you go. Like here, the 2 biggest places are, Seth, come on, dude, is hospitalized is our Oster Hospital in the lake, Lake. I got mine at the lake. I got Pfizer. If you go through Oster, you get Moderna. They just rolled out Johnson & Johnson here, but the other place is in Hammond, which is like if you're on I-10 heading east, is like halfway to Mississippi. So from here on I-10. So that's the only place I know it's really doing it. But I got Pfizer. Got the shot. My arm was pretty much useless the next day. But I had some stomach issues. But outside that, by Monday, I was fine. So I got it all Saturday.
Me, when it comes to kind of stuff like that, I just go into it. If it happens, it happens.
I've already had my boss tell me, like, when I get my second shot, he's already told me, like, dude, if you got to take the day off, I do not care because I had to take my day off after the second one. They say that. So everyone's told me that was a little more vicious.
Larry, I think in one of the other lives going on, I asked you a question about borders being open, and you answered that. But are you finding with the vaccine and things up there, since you hear what's going on here in the U.S., is it a lot different in Canada? Because you said something about 4 months and a number of different vaccines, as to where we've got two, now a third one on the way, 2 shots, and they have to be, 3 weeks apart. So,
so 4 weeks in between. Like, there's a lot of people that's not really happy with it, but it's not just Canada. Because I'm on Twitter and I talk about this kind of stuff on Twitter as well. And UK, there's a story out showing that the UK was considering using that 4-week period. I'm not no scientist or anything, so I don't know the science behind why they're saying it. I was kind of nervous. Like, if I'm the kind of guy, if, the majority is doing something, let's follow the majority. So I'm nervous when Canada is choosing to try something different. We're using that as an experiment, so I was a little nervous. But it is what it is. I'll deal with it. I just wanted to comment about the borders. Being a Canadian, so here in British Columbia, they're starting to, 2 days ago, we just got released into, we're allowed to hang out in groups of 10 now.
Cool.
Oh, really? Still masks on, right? Still masks.
Oh yeah. I'm all, the way I see it, this is my own personal opinion. Wear a mask, wash your hands, social distance.
Right.
That's the way I see it. Open up everything.
Well, what's the thing I've been reading about? If you get vaccination, you don't have to wear a mask. Did you read something about that?
I read about that. For the CDC, it said if you're vaccinated, if a group of other people who have been vaccinated, y'all can get around with no mask, which makes sense because you're all kind of covered.
Right.
But that's what it is. It's not like I could just go outside right now. I really haven't been fully vaccinated yet. I still got shot number 2. But they said if everybody's vaccinated group, y'all can hang out, do whatever you want without mask. But if not, I'm hoping though, when we go Disney, we're going to do it, set up a rule where if you have your card on you, you can take off your mask a little more or something. That's what I'm kind of really looking for right now.
That's the next step.
So I was going to mention about the border as well. All this, I feel, and one of the government officials down in the U.S. has contacted the Canadian government and asking if they can at least open the border up by 4th of July. I have a feeling it will, with everything going on and stuff like that. I have a feeling, but it's not a for sure thing, but that's how I feel, that it's going to open up. And I can't wait. I have grandkids down the States, and I was just talking to them, and I want to go see them so bad.
Hey, John, have you found that the vaccine is readily available for you up in New Hampshire?
No, I've been told it is, and I've been told there's a surplus, but I have had no luck. I've called several places, and they just don't even take in the list. It's full. They tell you to call back.
So they don't have a list of age groups giving them?
What?
They don't have an age group like here. They have phases, what they call phases,
Yeah.
I guess.
And actually,
started with 90-year-olds, then it went to 80s, and then 70s in weekly. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they claim next week they're going to open up for 50 and older with all school teachers next week. Wait to see if that happens. But I actually qualify just because of a cup like diabetes, and there was something else on the list. So I should have qualified for that, but you still have to call and make that reservation.
Yeah, but
I haven't been able to get through.
Larry, down here it's state by state. Like what his state's doing, our state might be a little different. We just knocked down to 60. I think 60 and above.
Okay.
I understand every place is different, and you don't want to exactly going to be the same all across the country.
Right.
Yeah.
In our state, if you're over the age of 16, you have I think it's life-threatening illness. You're fat. Obese. Asthma, diabetes. You can get it pretty much. They pretty much made it where it's practically wide open, and they don't really. And this happened Tuesday. And pretty much also, it's kind of like one thing. It's on the honor system. Like they're not even checking. You can walk in and say, "Hey, I got asthma." Okay, go on get it.
Right. That's what I heard too.
But our state just got hit so hard because of Mardi Gras last year. Because right before everything hit the fan, you had almost 1 million people in New Orleans celebrating Mardi Gras from around the world. So that's why like we were one of the biggest hotspots in the country when all this started. So that's why I think we're getting a little bit more right now, is because of how bad things really got for us down here. And we are,
Right.
as always, we're forgotten about with everything. We're not, pretty much a sexy city or anything. It's Baton Rouge, not New York City or something like that, or Los Angeles. It's a little Baton Rouge.
That's fine. Oklahoma Weekend RV, it says Oklahoma State has made it available for anyone. We just have to register online. We also have a choice of which, I guess, vaccine. Boy, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're moving along fast. That's great.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed on how America is doing with the rollout of it, right? And I'm sure I don't know every single little detail. I'm just saying, from what I see from Canada looking down, it's like America's doing really well.
It depends what state you look at. There's some states that are doing it really well, some states that are not so well. I mean, you look at Texas, for instance, yeah, they have no mask mandates, but they're one of the lowest percentage-wise per capita of people getting the vaccine. Same thing with Alabama. Alabama, they're like the second lowest of people getting the vaccine, and they want to fill out pretty much for the Alabama Crimson, University of Alabama plays football, 100,000 people. They want to have it 100% open to start the season next year, which I don't see it happening still, but it's it depends on what state you're in. Some states are getting it right, some states are getting it wrong.
It looks like California is starting to get their act straight, though, huh?
Yeah, they're starting to open up. They're finally allowing the theme parks to open up. So, covering that today.
Oh, are you?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
If Disneyland was open, would you be going there instead of Disney World?
Heck no.
Okay.
The hotel pricing is ridiculous over there compared to Disney World, and the fact that you only get 2 parks compared to 4. I mean, it's just I eventually want to go to Disneyland, but it's not like a week worth of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Just the hotel prices are ridiculous compared to Disney World, which Disney World's pretty ridiculous already. But I mean, I'm saying that. No,
you stay on site, don't you? Most of the time when you go to Florida.
This summer, usually I've stayed on a non-Disney hotel on site, if that makes sense. They have like a Hilton, a DoubleTree,
Right.
a Holiday Inn, a couple others that are on property, but they're not Disney owned. I've done that a couple of times, but we pretty much, because we're going through a friend of ours, a travel agent who's actually a teacher of Kayla this time, we got a good deal on staying on site at a moderate resort. So that's why we got a couple, and we like that better just because the bus transportation is a lot quicker.
Right.
Easier to get around. I know how to get, if I stay on property, I know how to, if I have to go to a different hotel, like how to ping pong around and get back to my resort quick. So,
yeah. That's pretty good. Can you name the resort, or you don't want to name it?
No, I already said it's Coronado Springs.
Oh, you're staying there? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big place.
I'm noticing a huge demand for this Disney stuff, man.
It's open. That's why, Larry.
No, I know, but no, everybody talks about Disney. I don't know anything about it, but I'm also a TA. I'm a brand new TA, and I have the choice if I want to get in there, but I don't know anything. I wouldn't be able to. I can say, TJ, hey, I can help you out, get a ticket for you.
I'll tell you one thing, Larry. If you think the cruise community, I'll put it like this. You know how a lot of cruise community channels, like you think you know a lot of people with like 1,000 friends, stuff like that. The Disney community, like, it's normal to have 4,000 or 5,000 over there. Like, when you get in that world, because I've kind of been interacting with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can learn. There's so many of them. You got the 2 big ones if you really want to learn are allears.net, the Disney food blog. I watch them religiously, especially because I'm going, because they have update. But it's Disney World. That's why it's so popular. You go to the biggest reason is the customer service. Like, that's the biggest thing. You cannot. When I sold cars for Chevrolet, we had to go to training at Disney World once a year to learn their training, to learn their customer service, because that's how perfect it is.
And that's what's happened with me right now. I'm focusing on the cruise community right now. I just did NCL training last night. I'm focusing on that, but then I'm thinking about maybe doing Disney stuff.
I would just do just like everything else, is just research. But I mean, the 2 places I told you to go to, they have websites too if you just want to read it.
Yeah.
They are like, my goal is to meet Molly from All Ears while I'm at Disney World at some point, because she's one of my favorite vloggers now, because she just goes so detailed with everything. And then if I met people from Disney Food Blogs, they're the OG Disney people. They have hundreds of thousands of friends.
Yeah.
So but it's like, but again, it's like a different. When you look at that world compared to the cruise community world, it's like, man, you can tell it's a lot bigger. Is what I'm getting
Oh,
at.
yeah.
Which is amazing because it is a more limited area. But yeah, I actually listen to different ones than you, TJ. That's interesting for Disney. Larry, would you ever combine your crew? I mean, since you're in the States anyways, combine your cruise with a Disney trip like next year?
And I understand she would be interested. I don't do rides because I would probably die of a heart attack going on rides. But this Star Wars thing, which one is that? Where, like, what park is it?
It's at Hollywood Studios. It's called Galaxy's Edge. They have multiple rides there. There's one you could. I know you said it's not really as intense. It's called oh shoot, it's not Smuggler's Ride. That's one where you drive the Millennium Falcon. It's one of the new movies. Basically, it's a 20-minute ride, but you're kind of like just in the cart driving around in a starship and trying to escape. But was it Rise of the Resistance? Sorry,
Rise of the Resistance. Okay.
Yeah. That's the one where you have to get a pass in the morning because there is no line. You have to get a queue in a boarding group in the morning.
Is that the one I heard something about an app? You have to get. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you have to go to the My Experience app and get it in the morning. I'll tell
Is
you
it, like, what's the odds on getting it? Is it pretty good?
It's pretty. I mean, if you know what you're doing, like we've been talking. I've watched a lot of stuff. We are travel agent go. They're Disney Vacation Club DVC members. So they kind of told us how to do it. So you just gotta have a reservation for that part. You got two chances. You got 7 a.m. and 1 o'clock to get to it, but they've never not got it when they go. So I got 4 shots the way I look at it because I'm going 2 days while I'm there. Over there. So, but also they got Oga's Cantina, which is from the A New Hope Star Wars, the bar where Luke met Han Solo, which is a reservation place. But they got crazy drinks. You can build your own lightsaber, build your own droid.
That's see that droid. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Paradigi and some of their friends, and they had this robot. You had to pick the pieces and build your. I like that.
Yeah,
I would be interested in that stuff.
And then you got stormtroopers walking around, like asking you questions.
And so the name of that one is again? Sorry.
Oh wait, no, that's just one. Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood.
Galaxy's Edge. Okay, I got to remember that one.
Larry, you said you didn't like to ride rides. I'm not a huge ride fan, but I can spend all day at Epcot. There's other than the test driving course. I don't think there's anything overly violent going on there, and you can spend all day and work your way through the countries.
That's a foodie's paradise.
Exactly. I'll be honest. In 1986, I went to Canada's Wonderland and just outside of Toronto, Ontario. It was the weekend. It was July, and an hour in a lineup for each ride. It just like standing in a line, wasting your time just talking to people. It wasn't really my cup of tea, and I see that there. But like I said, with this
I'll be right back.
Star Wars stuff, that seems interesting. I can deal with that and the food and all those. I think I would like that. To answer your question, John, I don't think I would put it with a cruise. For us, it'd be like separate to come down. I am dying to get down to Florida. I am so fascinated with Florida. It's because we both love tropical. Florida's tropical, and so anything down there, it doesn't matter. We'll keep going back.
Larry, what I tell friends and stuff is the park you're talking about up in Canada reminds me of a Six Flags down here. I call those rides. Disney World, I call attractions, and the difference when I explain to them is you can sit on something that rides very smooth, and it's all eye candy. That's all it is. It's animatronics, it's colors, it's that kind of a show. And
so
you
basically,
can find
what they have in Vancouver, at the cruise port in Vancouver, Ananda and I, we got lucky, and it was a brand new thing. It's called Wings Over Canada. It's like a virtual ride, but you're sitting on the chair and the floor drops out, and it looks like you're flying through the air, and it's showing what Canada looks like and stuff. Really cool. It's like $30 to go, but they gave it to us free. So I'm okay with that kind of stuff, and it's moving you around, or 4D theaters, like, just not just loop-de-loops and no.
So they got like each park has like a couple thrill rides, but they got rides that just go smooth and that are just there to tell a story. And they got rides that, if you walk that, they're pretty much a little bit for everybody. That's what their family parks. So they got, like I wouldn't tell you to go on Space Mountain, but I'll tell you to go on the People Mover in a heartbeat.
Right.
I will say I do like water parks. I would definitely do a water park and aquariums. We both had annual passes to our aquarium in Vancouver. We love aquatic life. So,
And they have a
that's why you
giant
keep
tank
hearing me,
there
John,
too.
saying I want to swim with the sharks.
That's right. That's right. They actually have a experience in Disney World too, in Epcot, which is a giant. I mean, you're not going to do it. You're not a certified diver, but you can actually go in the tank and swim with the sharks.
Well, actually, at Typhoon Lagoon, they have a reef you can, which is a water park at Disney World. They have a where you can actually swim. You can snorkel through a reef right there.
The water's too cold. The water's still cold though, right? Isn't that the one that the water was freezing? No?
I'm Canadian, so cold doesn't bother me.
Yeah, you gotta remember doing John. I don't think it's gonna bug him.
That's right.
But that's pretty much, I would say, for you. You would really, if you went, you would like it more than you think, Larry, because it's not all thrill rides there. Like it's kind of the experience. It's a big thing. It's because you're not gonna see more customer service. Everything's gonna be clean. That's the craziest thing. Like even non-pandemic times, that place is one of the most cleanest places in the world. You just feel like you're kind of like like they call it for the most wonderful place on earth for a reason. Where I'm getting.
Oh wow.
Like you would love Epcot. You get to see so many countries. I mean, when you walk into Magic Kingdom, you see the castle. It's like, oh my god, that's cool. Hollywood Studios, it's all movie based. And then Animal Kingdom, it's a really awesome zoo with some neat rides there too. But I mean, it's pretty much. And then the food. I'm at a point where the rides are fun, but the food, oh my god.
Have any of you done the food
every
festival?
Every time I hear any one of you guys talking about food, it makes me angry because I don't know, for some reason it feels like we're limited on food options going out here. We do have lots, but it seems like, oh, you guys are talking to like barbecue and this and different foods that we don't get up here. It's like, and I'm a foodie, man.
Right.
Yeah, but you have traditional poutine up there, right? Poutine?
Yes. Yes, we have traditional poutine. Yes,
that's
very yummy. And I now thank you, Dave. I might go to get a poutine now.
Yeah, but there's a poutine shack in Disney Springs.
I heard about that. Yes,
it's very good.
What is it you
call
it?
Have that dark brown, beefy flavored gravy with the right cheese curds melted at the proper way. That is the way to have a yummy poutine. Me,
Poutine?
I like that.
I've never heard of that.
It's poutine. It's French. You're close to Quebec, John?
Well, I may have actually eaten it because it sounds familiar to something I ate when I went up to Quebec the one time. We went up for the Winter Carnival. So I just like a quick hello to Journey with the Gingers and Graham.
I wanted to say hi to them too. Hi, girls. Are they still? They're still down south too, aren't they? Didn't they go
No, right here it says we just got back. Wrong one. Scroll on me. We just got back from Universal.
Yeah.
Love the extra steps they took to keep us safe from the virus.
Oh yeah, that's Universal.
Graham's in Scotland now. I remember Graham's in Scotland.
Let's see. Okay. I'll put the link out there again, too, if any of you would like to come up and talk about your vacations and talk to the rest of the panel. The link is up again. I think it's up again. Yeah, there it is.
They were talking about, when we went back in December, we went like during one of the crowdest times of the year to go, which is during Christmas season. And the only time we didn't feel like 100% secure was in the Harry Potter areas because you felt like Nora, where it was like you were jam-packed like a sardine there. But outside that, it was pretty good at Universal.
So you really haven't hit many crowds then?
No, not really. I mean, like I said, the Harry Potter areas at both Universal parks were pretty crowded. But outside that, it was pretty social distance and they made sure to keep people away from each other. You barely had your mask down. They were jumping you, it felt like. So, but at the same time, if you weren't in the safe area and you were kind of sitting down away from people and you had your mask off, just talking, just you and your party, they come to you maybe after a while, but they let you chill out for a while and hang out.
Okay.
So, That's one thing. We know Disney's polar opposite. No, they're shoot. They just changed the rules where you have to, even if you're at a restaurant, you gotta wait till your drink is there to take your mask off, and you can drink. Then you gotta put your mask back on. Once your food gets there, you can take it off. But as soon as you're done eating, you gotta put your mask right back on. So
you don't have to chew it. I was under the impression you put a bite in your mouth, put the mask back on. You don't have to chew with the mask on.
no.
During, what do you call it? February 14th, Valentine's Day. I was in Vancouver, and I met up with my sister at a mall in a food court. You sit down. Well, of course, the tables are spaced out, but you can take your mask off, sit there the whole time without your mask, eat your food, and then once you leave, you did it. And now, of course, this isn't crazy, thousands of people in the mall, like there was hundreds. And I felt totally safe. Like I wasn't scared at all, really. And I should be because I have diabetes, but I don't want to be that scared of it.
Right. There's a point where you just take your chances sometimes, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
But it looks like we're swinging back.
For me, if I'm wearing that mask and, you know what I mean? Like I'm not giving anybody the chance to come around me, you know what I mean? That's the way I feel.
Right. Larry, I got a question for you, which is kind of over on a different topic. How many of your cruises have been canceled so far?
Actually, John, it's only been one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because you had one a year ago, correct?
Actually, it was just last the 27th of February. We were supposed to be on the Carnival Magic going to, now I don't even remember where we were going.
Doesn't really matter at that point. But so that was your first cruise?
Yeah. So what it was, John, what you were thinking, because I was missing out, I was trying to book cruises with group cruises and all that, and I couldn't get it to line up. And that's like, okay, I'm going to get this one, and boom, no, that didn't work out. That's why it seemed like I was having cruises canceled. But yeah, okay. I've only had one cruise canceled.
So of the three of you, does anyone have any cruises planned or booked? Not planned, booked right now?
Back to back in 2022 in September 2022. That's as far out. I'm waiting for it to open up.
Right.
I've had two cancel. So until it opens up and settles for a while, I mean, if it does, and maybe later in the year, I'll try and jump on one out of Baltimore. But
I have two, John.
You have two.
January
Dave,
2022 and October of 2022.
Yeah, I know the second. Yeah, the first one's earlier in the year. And Dave, where's yours out of it?
January 29th, 2022, out of Miami. This one's going to St. Martin, St. Kitts, San Juan, and Grand Turk. And I get to meet, amazingly, I've never met Papa Mozo. He is actually leaving the same day, but going to a different itinerary. But we're going to be meeting up February 6th in Grand Turk.
Oh, that's cool.
Sorry, February 4th in Grand Turk. He gets in at 8 o'clock. I get in at 9 o'clock. And it's like watching everybody's cruise videos. You never hear anybody doing that. But this is so cool. I get to meet Papa Mozo, which I really want to meet, in a port. Like, it's not necessarily going on a group cruise, but it's so cool.
No, yeah. I think that's sometimes one of the better ways. You could almost hang around with them for a couple hours, and then you just go do your own thing.
Yeah.
And Dave, where's yours out of?
Out of Miami. Do you know Midlife Crazies?
You're going on the rum one.
I am, and actually doing back to back. Going to do that, and then the second one is the ABCs.
Amazingly, I would love to do that because it's my wife's birthday, September 11th, and it's going through that. But we have a group cruise where I'm going to be meeting John on October, so it's a little too close together for us.
Well, he's actually, Larry, he's actually leaving because I've been looking at that is to find a way to make both of them work. He's actually going on the same ship, right? The Horizon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
When you say back to back, is it back to back on the Horizon that you're doing the 8 and the 6 day, or?
Yeah, same room. Got the same room booked for both. Don't even have to do anything, but I guess walk off through customs and walk back on again.
Do you have to bring all your stuff off the ship and then back on?
No,
really?
the only thing we have to take off is our passport. We walk off, go through customs, and walk back on again while everybody else is waiting. So it's my understanding we have the ship for a little bit of time to ourselves to run around.
That's something I would like to experience. Is a back-to-back. That sounds cool. John
It
froze.
used to be different. They've made it so much easier. You used to have to leave the ship, literally go through the check-in again, but they've changed it now. Like Dave's saying, and you, TJ, you held up one thing. You have a cruise coming up or booked?
Yeah, we have Harvey in the Seas in Thanksgiving week in 2021. We'll see if that happens. I'm not booking anything else until I see something not until we start. I want to see a hiccup happen, which is going to happen. I mean, it's inevitable,
right?
And how that's dealt with. So I'm going to wait out till. I mean, I'm hoping Harvey Seas happens, but at the same time, it's like I've already got Plan B kind of in my head what I want to do. So
when did your group cruise?
Yeah, we haven't booked.
That group cruise got canceled, bro.
Oh, your group cruise got canceled. Oh,
I'm not going to talk about it here because
no, sorry. Yeah,
there's something I was going to say. Is someone dropped the ball big time on that?
Uh-oh.
We're just the opposite. We have the 2022, but we're hoping to do a 2021. If that doesn't happen, we're going to head down to Disney. So, but I haven't booked anything for 2021 yet.
Yeah, that's what they can talk about. If we're going to book any type of vacation, something we know we can do at this point. Something that, like I told her, even if they made like a weird thing where you can't, like, remember there was that thing where they thought you'd have to get tested to fly domestically, where even if they did that, I could jump in one of our cars and go to that place still. So until things get straight, I mean, there's so much stuff domestic. That's one thing. Kayla hasn't really traveled throughout the country, so it's kind of like, okay, now this makes it easy for us. We can just go places in the country we want to see.
John, I do have something else planned for 2022. My daughter's wedding. She's getting married April 2nd. So that's something else, yes, that I'm planning too.
So you are coming to the States, at least for that.
Oh yeah, but even if it happens before, that's my first trip is going down to see my grandkids.
Well, you got two daughters, right, in New Mexico right now?
Yeah, two daughters.
And one of them's getting married.
And the youngest is getting married, yes.
Well, that's great, Larry. I won't congratulate you yet because it hasn't happened, but that sounds great.
I cannot wait. I just want to go down and see. I haven't been down there since 2018, so I'm due for a vacation.
How many times have you been to the States?
Oh, gosh, I don't remember. Numerous.
Oh, it's been that. Okay.
Boston, my very first trip was 1980. No, 1978. Boston. Remember I told you I went to Boston?
Yes.
That was my first trip. And so, but we used to go to Bangor, Maine for shopping for Christmas. So every year down there. So that's a bunch of times. Seattle, LA a couple times. New Mexico, 3 or 4 times. Las Vegas. Yeah. But then I have
never Florida though.
Never Florida, and I can't wait to see Florida. I booked my hotel for January already, and that's just got me like, I want to go so bad.
Give you something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been away from Florida, TJ? You moved from Florida to Louisiana, correct?
I moved. I originally moved to Florida when I was, 94? I was like, how old was I? I was 8, and I lived there until 2009. Yeah.
My daughter was born in 94.
Well, I always remember because my sister was born in 92. No, we moved in 93. I'm sorry. Yeah, because my sister was born in 92. We moved a year after she was born. So we moved in 93, and I lived there until 2009. That's why I moved back here. And I've been here now 12 years.
Wow.
I am interested in that, what do you call it, that big vloggers cruise in 2023.
Yeah,
I am interested in that. That's out of New Orleans. I'm me and Anna are both want to see New Orleans. That's something for me.
Oh, that's fun, too. I mean, I'm probably going to go down there and meet some people. We can't go, of course, because Kayla's job. And honestly, we're of our 2 cruise ports we can go to, that's the drive distance, which is New Orleans and Galveston. It's the same itinerary. We wouldn't mind doing that cruise, but at the same time, it's like, do we want to pay good money to do the same itinerary and see the same places that for the same price I could fly to Florida and do something different?
No, I hear you. Yeah.
Hey, gentlemen, I have to bag out, but it's actually been nice meeting you, Larry, TJ,
Nice meeting you, Dave.
John, thank
Very
you very
nice
much
meeting you,
for
Dave.
having me on.
Thank you very much for coming
Yeah.
up, Dave.
And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, have a good day, Dave. Have a good
Take care.
weekend.
You too.
Yeah,
Thank
see
you.
Dave.
It's funny, that was a guy for the longest time. Remember, it was just Dave on the chats.
Yeah.
I think I need a link to his channel. Do you have a link to
He
his channel?
doesn't. No, and he doesn't have a channel as such. He said he just has a few videos up. But I was gonna, when I get off, I was gonna look and see if I could find anything under. Let's see, what's it called? I gotta scroll back here. It's where are you, Dave? Cruising. It's called Cruising on My Mind with Dave.
Yeah,
So
I remember that name because I don't know if TJ noticed this when he had his other channel. I would say hi TJ instead of typing out because I'm always on my phone. And it's really hard typing out everybody's name to remember how to spell it and everything.
Right.
And so I always, if the name's long, I would say like either hi TJ or, T and K.
Right.
So I remember his name, a long name with Dave. I remember seeing him before.
I think it was fairly recent he changed it over, wasn't he? Maybe a month ago, or am I off?
Something like that, yeah. It was, because we just, like, one day we woke up, we had discussed it for a while, but it was like, we're not cruising anytime soon. I don't see us cruising till maybe the fall. So it's like, we're doing what we had, since we've had a cruising channel, we have done more land vacations than anything else. So why are we doing that? Let's pivot and we'll keep the T&K parks. That's our brand. That's how a lot of people a lot of people in the chats instead who are on their phones, they say, hey, T&K, not the whole city. So T&K Travels covers everything. Let's go for it.
Covers everything. Same with ours. It covers everything because we are actually travelers. My bucket list is to go to the Philippines. So that's a thing. And I'm actually talking to a friend of mine right now in Calgary. We're talking about doing a boys trip to Thailand.
Wow.
So yeah, I like to do a lot of that. There's a lot of. I have a huge bucket list of places I need to see. I've only been in the Americas.
Well, I'm the same way. Have you guys been to Europe at all? Either of you?
I was supposed to go to Europe in June.
Okay, this June.
But Kayla lived in London for 6 months.
Wow. That
And
was
Amanda
quite the experience.
did the typical, graduate from high school and go on your backpacking trip across Europe. She did that when she was 17.
Yeah, Kayla was one of her ex-husbands got to go over to London for 6 months, and they lived there for that time period. She wants to go back, and that was a big thing when we found the Legend was going out. They were like, okay, we're going to do that. It's a 9-day going all around Europe, and it was going all around London, England, and Scotland, Ireland. And perfect cruise. And then lost. Then we changed to Horizon. We lost Horizon. So
Yeah. And like you said, it's right now. It's just not worth anything till you see some legitimate. I always call it legitimate cruises. These test cruises, these one ship a month they're going to let out, really don't give you much of a feel right now.
I just signed up for the volunteer thing, just for fun. I just signed up just for the fun. Just see what happens.
Have you heard back from them?
No. You won't hear from them for a long time. Again, I just did it just for the fun of it, just to see if they call and say, "Hey, you want to go?" Sure.
Right, but it'd be interesting to hear how that process works.
Yeah.
If you ever hear from them or anything like that. Because I heard that was
I would post it, but I highly there's already like 100,000 people ahead of me, so I'm not expecting anything.
Right.
I just did it for fun.
I had heard that was a big thing for them to get a feel of the interest in cruising, that there's really not
I thought that myself.
any legitimacy to it.
I thought that myself.
I mean,
TJ, I have a short up on my YouTube. I'm not trying to plug it. It's just because of the dog, and you're talking about toys. My mother-in-law has 2 Dobermans.
Oh, cool.
One of them is tearing apart Barney Dinosaur.
that's
Well, during the show, he tore up his bed. That's why I had to get up for a second. So I was picking up stuffing everywhere because in the back of my head, I'm like, wait, he's in this room and he's quiet. That's never good.
Yeah. I love it.
This is like one of the 3 rooms in our house with carpet. So
yeah. We call it flooping. He takes out the floop and he's going in. What he's doing. He's going after the squeaker, and that's his reward. He gets that squeaker, and he's like,
again, that's why this is in my lap right now because there's the 5 squeakers in it.
That's such a cute looking toy. He's gonna destroy too.
Oh, he'll destroy this in like 2 weeks.
I felt bad. The mother-in-law went out and she had gotten him a new dinosaur, this other dinosaur, a really nice dinosaur, but she allowed him to play with it. And so here we are. I'm videotaping it, him playing with it and tearing it apart. And if she gets home, the mother's like, "No, I didn't want you to do that." I felt bad. I have a picture of it. Oh, dead dinosaur.
That's funny. TJ, is your dog destructive? Does he get into the furniture?
I was saying like he destroys his toys, but he doesn't bite our furniture. He's torn. The only thing he's torn up. The only like furniture he's really torn up. He's torn up a couple rugs for some reason. Not like our nice rugs, just like our cheap rug by our back door, our cheap rug by our front door.
Right.
Like torn those up because he likes to. And the weird thing is he likes to drag them around the house. But like furniture-wise, the only thing he's chewed on. We have a coffee table that's made out of metal. He likes to chew on that, which go right ahead. You ain't gonna mess that up. And then our kitchen table has some of our tables have metal legs. He likes to chew on those too.
Oh, wow.
Which again, I'm like, you know what? They're metal. You're gonna hurt yourself before you hurt that. Go right ahead, do it. So
probably pop a tooth, and then you'll be into some heavy bills.
Well, he's teething right now. That's why he's doing it. So,
yeah, okay.
I mean, he's only 3 months old, so he's still like I was.
No baby. He's the little one.
Oh yeah, he's the 3rd biggest from his litter. We found out because he's at 20.8 pounds. There's one that's 25, one at 23 ahead of him.
Wow,
So, oh yeah, but they told me he's gonna get to 40. But I mean, he's a good dog. I mean, he's smart. He's already potty trained. That's the biggest thing with me is like. If I can get potty trained, I'll get everything else will be easy. I just won't because he tells you where he sits by the door. And so he's good about that, and he knows his name. He's good right now. He's playing a little tug of war on the side right now, just keep him occupied till it's nap time, which will be during my show. but yeah, he's a good little dog.
Then would you get it you didn't get it online or anything, right? You get it through.
No, actually, that's a funny story. My best friend Justin, he had the parents. They were a week before they were supposed to get spayed and neutered. The pit got pregnant, and we were making a joke because they're about to get married. That hey, everybody comes to wedding gets a free puppy as a wedding.
That's right.
So literally, a couple of days later, he's like, "Hey, yeah, she's pregnant. You want one?" So yeah, we'll take one, and pretty much we had to wait. He was born December 6th. We had to wait. He waited for I think it was 8 weeks to get. I mean, we waited 6 weeks to get him, and he's been fine. But no, he was just and they're the type where they actually, if it wasn't friends or family, they interviewed you before you got to take him. So they didn't want to go any like illegal fight rings, stuff like that, or be puppies. Well, that's a problem here in Louisiana is people doing the dogfight rings. So it's just not. It's one of those things that's not really heard of here, but we know it happens here, especially down in New Orleans. But that was so. No, he's not rescue. He's not. That's just friend had 2 dogs had puppies randomly. So
our cat's a rescue.
Well, our cat's a rescue as well. Onyx is from what's called Kara's house, which is local here. We got him right after Ken and I became a thing. We were we were in that phase between dating and getting engaged.
Actually, yours is black as well, isn't it, DJ? Onyx, you're saying, right?
Yeah, Onyx, yes.
That's a black cat as well, right?
Yeah, they're both black with white rear feet, which is weird.
Oh, white rear feet, yeah. So mine, he's got a white patch on his chest. So I think that's still considered a tuxedo.
Well, ours has a little soul patch right here.
I've had cats all my life. That I'm a cat. I love animals. I love everything about animals. Everything.
I wasn't a cat person until I met Kayla because you can't see because of this, but I got a scar from when I was 3. I got cut up real bad by one. So I kind of stayed away until we met Onyx, which he's more of a dog than a cat, really. He has way more, like, he actually, if I called him, he'd come in his room. Like, he's got a lot of dog tendencies to him, but he's a good cat. Like, I like him, don't really like to meet other cats because he's actually friendly with me and stuff, but
Yeah.
I'd like all animals too, outside snakes.
Charlie, come here.
I'm the same way. Snakes is my downfall.
No, I had a friend who got a snake. I was like, nah. Well, we picked it up like Steve Irwin, let the thing just bit. I was like, oh, it's okay. It's just a bite. I'm like, yeah, I'm out. I'm out of this house.
I'm not as scared of them, but we have garter snakes here, and I've picked them up, but I'm a little weird on how to hold them and stuff.
Nah, I'm grabbing the shovel 9 out of 10 times, depending on what it is. Or I'm running like a girl into my house. That's
you
what
guys. You guys also have very venomous snakes where you guys live. Here we have the rattlers, but they're like in the interior. Like I'm talking 5-hour drive from here. So
yeah, our big thing. Yeah, we have rabbits, but we also have codmouths here, which are.
see, there you go.
Really?
Yeah. I'm very worried about that.
Rattlesnake, it gives you a warning at least that you can.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
A codmouth you gotta be looking for because I've seen one long. When I first moved here, I saw one in our back. Like our backyard goes up to a farm behind us, and there's a lot of brush in there. And I was weeding, and I was like, oh, I know what that is right there. And I was like, you know what? We're done weeding for a day because it was slithering around. Like I don't want to meet him. He don't want to meet me. I walked inside. I was like, you're not done. Oh no, I'm done, honey. I'm done.
So those are actually around where you live then.
Huh?
Those are out naturally in where you lived in the woods or whatever. You don't have to go very far to come across one of those snakes.
I know. But I mean, I'm used to it. Again, I grew up in Florida, so I was used to. I lived in a neighborhood where there was wild boar, Florida panthers, and alligators everywhere, and brown snakes. So I mean, it's just part of life.
Now what is it? Boa constrictors or whatever they're the big, huge, 20-foot long snakes.
Well, those are the Everglades, and that's because what happened was the exotic animal kind of shows. People get them just again, like to have that look.
Cool, yeah.
They don't know how to handle snakes. Release them in the Everglades. They have no natural predator, so they just eat, get as big as they want because nothing can kill them. Because they can get big enough where they can eat gators. So yeah that's the problem. That's why
I just shared a photo last night on Facebook, not on my page or anything, with a couple people. Yeah, it was huge, like massive, like I wouldn't want to.
Didn't they just come across a snake, a new snake in the Everglades that they were afraid?
Not surprising what he's saying.
Probably like a new version of a boa constrictor or something, like some interspecies one that's just ridiculously big and venomous now.
Well, they realized it hadn't multiplied, that they could control it, but it was something that was new, that they figured, like you said, escape from someone's house or whatever.
Oh, normally they don't escape. It's just that the people release them.
Yeah.
No, this particular one I'm talking about, yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Where in Florida were you, TJ?
I was in Tampa. I was technically the Valrico Brandon area, which if you look at where Tampa is Hillsborough County. It's on the east side, right next to Polk County, which is because you pretty much go Hillsborough, Polk County, Orange County. So I was right. We were around the cusp because my grandfather owned a car dealership in Lakeland, Florida, which is where the Spikers live.
Okay. I think that's where Detroit plays their baseball games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they play. Yeah, they played like 2 blocks behind our dealership when we had it. We used to see them. Yeah, they play every. That was one of the cool things about living there. Is even though it wasn't the baseball, it was during spring training season. It was always cool to see all the baseball players in. Hey, come on. Sorry,
he's going to tire you out before your show today.
Oh no, he won't. I'll tire him out. I know how to tire him out. Why doesn't scratch me up? His nails are a little sharp right now. I need to dull them out.
Do you have to trim those yourselves?
Right now I'm holding out because he's about to get neutered in 2 weeks, so that's part of the feature for getting him chipped. And they're going to do his nails and chip him at the same time, so I'm kind of holding out for that because they told me not to do that till they do because he's so young. But I just got to make sure to walk him every morning on concrete, they told me. He's just hyper. He needs a nap.
Baby, that's what they do.
Will he sleep much at all?
Oh yeah, he'll sleep. If I dude, come here. If I put him in his kennel with his cover on, the trick is the cover. He falls right to sleep. Like he sleeps good. Like at night around 8:30, he walks in there, close the door, drop the cover. He'll sleep till about 4:30 in the morning. He'll get up, do his business, go back to sleep for about a half hour. Then I usually because we usually get up at 6. I get up at 5 to let him out for a while and eat, play. Because he stays in the kennel while we're at work, but it's not that bad because Kayla gets off at 3. So he's
Holy
not
cow.
work at 5. Huh?
She was in that early?
Well, yeah, yeah, because our school day is at 2:30. So she gets off, she
Okay.
gets off at 3:30.
Are they working? What are they doing? Are they doing the hybrid type of thing down there?
They're open
No.
wide. They're full wide right now.
Has it been
Oh,
that
they
way
are.
right along?
Yeah.
It's been that way since we went to phase 3, then we went back into a phase 2. We call it half, and we have to get to school. So no, they've been full wide for a while.
My
Yeah.
grandkids are starting full time on Monday.
Now, how old are your grandkids?
6 and 5.
So what's that,
Oh,
like?
sorry, 7 and 5. Yeah.
It's like first grade or something like that?
Uh,
Basically?
kindergarten, and he's in, I don't know what you call that, pre-kindergarten thingy, whatever.
Oh, okay. We call it pre-kindergarten.
Pre-kindergarten. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. So you got relatively young grandkids.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You must have a lot of fun with them. Do you travel with them at all?
I just hung out with them before you went live. I was
Oh,
hanging
really?
out, yeah.
What do you Zoom them? You guys Zoom back and forth?
My granddaughter had a sleepover at my other youngest daughter's house, and she was showing me how to play Minecraft. I don't know the game. I hear it, but I don't know it. I don't play those kind of games.
That was a little after me. I know what it is, but that's like weird online Legos kind of thing.
Lego, yeah. But she's 7, right? So
that's the thing right now.
But I think it's one of the most popular games out there.
Yeah,
Online.
it doesn't hold my interest.
No. I'm still back in
My
the old
granddaughter
Pong
does,
generation.
but the game doesn't.
I like when video games are simple, the old Pac-Man, Space Invaders.
I'm a realist. I like simulator games, racing games, gun games, war games like Call of Duty.
That's why I'm too. I'm into a little bit of the role play games like Fallout. Like that's always like my fallback. I want to just go left and see what happens for a while. But that sports games,
This stuff's all fantasy, so why not try something that you don't normally do?
Oh,
Right.
I love Call of Duty. I love it. I just love that running around. I even love paintball. So.
Oh, you play paintball?
Oh, I've played paintball before.
Yeah. I only did that once and laser tag a few times, but I wish I had done it more. That looks like a lot of fun, paintball.
If you're okay with the pain that it involves,
Right.
it does hurt, John, just so you know.
Oh, I know. It stinks. We were just hacking around with it. Not, we didn't do it on a course or anything. We're just hacking around, and it does sting.
We did it on a course, and enough. I actually get into poison ivy playing, and I couldn't move because if I moved, they were going to come up and shoot me like close range, and I like no, and I had to suffer in this poison ivy. Like no.
The things you do. Huh?
It's still like some of my teammates, they had the throat mics. He's over there. 10 o'clock. Dude, I'm over there. It's cool to predict. I don't like killing. I don't like death, obviously. But I love sniping. I watch anything about sniping, and I just think it's cool. I get to shoot somebody and he doesn't die. I just love it.
Right.
Hey, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler.
Hey, Mr. Tyler. Tyler, the link is in the chat if you want to come up and visit.
Speaking of Florida.
Yeah, he was. I don't know if you guys saw his live today. He was down.
No.
watching a ship leave, or they were monitoring a ship leaving.
I was doing yard work all this morning, so I had yard work and had landscaping people and fence people because we're about to hopefully put a fence in our backyard for the puppies. So,
But at least you have a yard right now. We still have a foot of snow.
jeez, it's like 85 today here.
Oh God.
Are
We had
you serious?
heat wave of 50 this week, which melted off the roof, but that's about it.
I'm gonna check and see what it is here right now. It is sunny here. Fortunately, it is. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. Oh wow, this is slow. But I am on YouTube. All right, it's 40. It feels like 43.
So you got it cold up there too, but you don't have snow, Larry, right?
No. Now 43 for me is like maybe 60 for you.
Yeah, it's 82 here right now.
82. So another month, though,
I actually like the cold.
Well, another month, TJ be begging for our weather.
No, we got usually April's like the perfect time to live here because it's like 80s in the day, 60, 50 at night. That's like the perfect time. It's not till really May comes along where it's like, oh my God. Because the weird thing is, all right, stop that. Growing up in Florida, I always thought that was the hottest place I would ever live. No, the place in the summer gets way worse because it's stagnant. Because in Florida, at least where I live, you had that natural sea breeze going over here.
Right.
Here it's stagnant. Plus, I'm below sea level too. So
okay,
80 plus everything just cried down. Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to add something, if I may. John, I told you this before. I'm going through andropause, so I get hot flashes.
Yeah.
So I haven't experienced, I was in Mexico. Like when we got married, it was in the 90s when we got married, which was fine, but I didn't have these hot flashes. So now I have hot flashes. I got a fan going on me right now. It's so freaking hot. Without it, I start to sweat. Now, on a cruise, there's lots of breeze, right? Like cool breeze.
Yeah.
Like so I'm going to St. Kitts where you were.
Right.
Like there's a breeze, a cool breeze, right?
Right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. The cruise ship, you can almost position yourself to get a breeze too. If you're hot, you go outside. Yeah. You'll actually find though a lot of times it might be a little too cool, and you go indoors, especially if you're leaving for one of our
you'll never hear me complain of the cold until it's wintertime.
Yeah.
Never. It's the opposite. No. I mean, it's too hot. But what's cool though, where my kids live in New Mexico, I found this I've never experienced that other than there, and that's at night where it drops down to like 50s and stuff like that. But during the day, it's 100. Like it's like that big difference. I've never experienced it. That's really cool. Where you have to wear a hoodie. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's great for sleeping too. If you get that, at least you get a good night's sleep.
Oh yeah.
We don't get the most. I mean, you always get a ton of TJ. We don't get a lot of real humid, even summer months. Maybe half a dozen at the most. But
see, that's what it was for me as well. Okay, go ahead.
End of June, early July, it'll be like 100 degree, literally 1 to 112 every day with 110% humidity.
Wow.
You want to know what hot is?
You're dripping.
Because that's like you walk outside, like you're nice and dressed before you walk outside, you're just drenched in sweat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's like, during those days, especially when I have to work out, the days I have to work outside, I bring an extra pair of clothes. Just for that reason.
Yeah.
That sweaty during the day. So, yeah.
If I lived there, I would definitely have a pool, and every single room needs to have AC. The car has to have AC. It's got to have the all blacked out windows. I don't think I would ever.
This house stays at 70 year round or lower because of that. Like, that's the good thing about having a stepdad who owns an AC company. Because if anything were to go wrong, I know exactly who to call to either walk me through the repair, get me the part I need, or come over here and fix it. So.
I've already gone through 2 air conditioners already. Now we're working on our 3rd now.
Why do you go through them so fast? You couldn't be using that much up there, could you?
John is going 24/7 even in the winter.
Really?
I've taken it out because this winter actually was a little bit cooler than normal. Like we have an oil furnace Don't use it. We have a small little fan like that. That's our heater to heat our whole house because I like it on the cooler side anyway. And it doesn't get any colder than 30, 32, 36 maybe in that area.
Right.
Right. So that inside of a house, we live in a mobile home and we're surrounded by things and in a like a little valley kind of deal. So we're not getting extreme cold.
Now, are you on an island?
No. So what it is, let me see if I can do it this way. So here is, okay, so here's Vancouver. Here's Vancouver Island, okay? We're on the mainland, but there's no roads that are on the, over there.
Okay.
There's no roads to get to anywhere in Vancouver. So we're landlocked. We're in this one little piece of a corner or the edge that has a little area that they plowed out to the city.
So do you have to take the ferry to most places, or just when you go
Every
into
place, every place they go. So if I need to go to Vancouver Island for anything, it's an hour and 20-minute ferry, which the ferry terminal is right in my town. Or if like because we're going to Vancouver for Easter, we got to go south of town, get on a Salisbury Bay ferry. That's a 55-minute ferry ride. Then we got an hour and a half drive, and then we get on another ferry, which is a 40-minute drive, and then traffic pending, all depends, maybe 35, 40-minute drive into Vancouver itself, if we're going into Vancouver. But we go farther, which is Maple Ridge. So we leave here, we catch the 9:25 ferry here. We don't get into their house till like 4 o'clock.
I mean, it seems like a fun day to do on occasion, but it's got to get old pretty quick, doesn't it? Doing all the...
Yeah, very. Like it's a beautiful thing. Like it's beautiful scenery and stuff.
Right.
But it's windy, twisty, up and down 30s and then back up to 50s, and I'm talking kilometers. And it's monotonous.
And how many times do you get to go up there?
Well, since the pandemic, not, but on average 4 or 5.
Okay.
Every Christmas we were doing that.
Right.
But the father-in-law, he just passed away, so we.
Yeah, I remember that.
We did go down for Christmas, but she's actually selling, and she's going to be moving up into the interior of British Columbia. So I think we still will. Should be able to go visit her for Christmas. But that we're the mother-in-law is she's unbelievable.
Is that going to be a longer drive?
Oh
day?
yeah, it's
it is.
I think a 6-hour drive away now that she's going to.
Oh,
After
geez.
we get to Vancouver.
Is it family up there? Why is she moving so far?
She has family. Like she was with Ananda's father for 40-something years.
Wow.
But she has two sisters. Well, no, one sister lives up in this place. But the other sister lives here in British Columbia in another place. But and the mother lived up where they're moving to, but she's passed away now. But there's family up there, and there's other reasons why she's going up there and stuff. So, but that's okay. We want her to stay here, but that's her wishes. And Ananda's dad wanted her to move up there as well, if anything were to ever happen to him, right?
Okay. TJ, I'm trying to read your hat, but I
No,
can't.
it's for my show day. It's a Gryffindor keeper. It's from Harry Potter. I want to wear my Universal stuff since we're doing Universal today for the show, so that's why I'm wearing it. It's how I actually got when we went there, because I accidentally destroyed a hat while I was at one of the parks.
Did I miss it? You're going to Universal today?
No. I'm doing my show at Universal.
His show is live.
The show.
It's
Okay,
live.
gotcha.
No. I've already done. I've done Universal for this year. I'm good. I'm ready to do it.
Where'd you stay in Universal? Did you stay on site there?
I stay at Endless Summer Surfside.
Okay, now how does that work? Because their fast passes, they used to give them for free, and then they started charging.
The fast passes are only at the deluxe resorts, which are
Deluxe.
pretty much the Lowe's hotels, the Portofino Bay, the Royal Pacific, and Hard Rock. The rest of them, you really, the only perk you really get staying anywhere else is you get the early admission to Wizard World of Harry Potter, which, for us, our big thing was we were more about price because we were basically making up a cruise, so we were trying to stay the same amount as our cruise would have been.
Yeah.
That was kind of like our goal with that.
I have a question about hotels in those types of areas. Can
Yeah.
you get hotels that are like 150 US?
Off-site, you can find. I mean, I got some family out there, but they're close to Disney. They're like right across the street from property, and they're spending like 88 a night. It's like not Comfort. It's like one of the Marriott brands of hotels. So they're doing that. I mean, you're not going to be able to go on Snow. The hotel we stayed at for Universal, that was around $89 a night. Well, the way we hit it, so I mean, you could get Universal's always going to be cheaper than Disney though. I mean, just flat out. I mean, the one I'm gonna go over today, I'm showing a special they're doing on the same time I'm going there, where it's $1,000 less right now to do the same things I'm doing at Disney compared to Universal.
Yeah, we
I wouldn't mind paying I saw some of them they're like $300 a night. If it's just a hotel, there's no way I'm paying $300 just for a bed. Basically, it's gonna have some kind of thing that gives me extra than that bed.
Well, also you got to remember what's on property. The way we look at it, what are you paying for property, stuff like that. Because we said in the summer they had one little generic, quick service place. They had one pool, but it was December. I wasn't going to the pool. That was the bed. It was like $9 a night, perfect, and it was secured out the butt. But like Disney, we're paying like $201 a night, but I got like 5 restaurants there. There's 7 pools.
$201 a night? Is that what you're saying?
$201.
Which is roughly $260 for me. I wouldn't mind what you're saying there. I wouldn't mind paying that price.
And also I got not through Disney, but through my travel advisor. We got a couple things free too out of it for staying.
Well, I also have access to that too. I was just trying to get an idea from somebody that's been there what their experience is on prices, and plus I watched that and I've only experienced other people through their videos, right?
Well, and
I'm hearing $300 and $400 a night.
Yeah, that's if you stay at at a deluxe resort or some of the higher up moderate resorts.
You would know this. I watched this couple. They lived in New York. They're now in Florida. They lived in New York. They went and they stayed at one of this resort, and they go out in their balcony, and there's like live animals, giraffes.
Yeah, that's Animal Lodge at Animal Kingdom. That's a deluxe resort. That was our list, but it was like $380 a night. I'm like,
that's crazy.
I'm really only spending one day in our hotel outside sleeping between the parks. So that's why we did moderate. I mean,
for me, we got our hotel booked for January,
right?
And it's $187 Canadian per night. It's a 3-star. All we need is a bed. It's because I'm going to be traveling all day. I'm not going to be able to do anything, but we are going to come back and get a different hotel after the cruise. So
Larry, we never paid over $75 for an off-season place. So I mean, if you're willing to go off-site, you could easily get a place.
On my show, and we're about to get off, I'm going to go over with Universal. Some Disney doesn't do is on their when you do their vacation package on their site, they allow you to book off-site hotels that are their umbrella. So I'm gonna go over that too today. What's going on there? I actually gotta pop off because I gotta get ready for that. So thanks for having me on, John. Good to see you.
TJ, thank you very much for coming up. And we'll probably just go till 4, and then I'll pop over and visit you. So I'll see you then. Thanks for coming up.
No problem, bud.
Bye. So John,
Larry,
I can. Sorry.
Look, I have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Since I've never seemed to be able to get to this, seems like the opportunity. You were going to talk to me about your experience in the movie stuff, movie industry.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe we could finish this up. I'll get off at 4, and by you talking about that'd be an interesting thing.
Certainly. Okay, so I worked for the Salvation Army. I was a front desk support worker, which is basically a security guard plus helping you if you're a client. Hey, John, how's your day?
Right.
I would basically kind of profile you and get to understand how you are and try to help you feel better, right? So that's kind of what this job entailed. But a security guard, And they also had 2 different positions within that. There's support services 1 and support services 2. So support services 1 would monitor all the security cameras in the building and answer phones. And in order to get in the building, you have to have a key card. And if you didn't have the key card, that meant, well, there's no reason why you should be in this building. So why? So you have to find out what's going on. But I had 72 cameras that I had to monitor, which was simple without going into that. The other one is that where you hear of security guards doing rounds, making sure everybody's following the rules and everything, right? And so if I see something on camera, I would say, hey, blah, 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 on 4th floor, they're doing this and blah, 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 right? So knowing that, the building was an 8-story building. It looked like a courthouse or a police department, right?
Okay.
In the movies, in all the movies, there's a certain look that they always go by. And in Canada, when they're doing movie stuff, a lot of it's all based off of America. They'll use New York City cabs here, right? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'll give you an example. There was one movie. It was filmed in Vancouver, but when you looked up the street, it was the Space Needle. Right? So it's always that way. So the building that I worked in looked like a courthouse. And a lot of the movies that were shot there is courtroom scenes or police station scenes. Like Sam Elliott from Jurassic Park. He was doing some stuff there. What's the other show?
Give me a hint.
That's what I'm trying to think. It's a TV show, that well-known TV show series.
Is it a detective show?
Yeah. Anyway.
Jeez, that doesn't ring a bell. Not L.A. Law.
No. Anyway, it's a really popular TV show. Like I was telling you before, Flash, that was filmed there. Green Lantern was filmed there. There were some. I don't remember the episode, but there was an episode that they filmed where they were sitting in my position where I always sat for my security job. I was actually sitting right beside the actor when they were shooting them because I had to be security while they're doing it.
That's funny.
So anyway, so there's that. There was a few other things. So like I was saying, Chloe, the lady, the little girl that played in the modern day Carrie movie, Chloe or something.
I saw that too, and I can't remember the name.
Anyway, so the movie that was being filmed there was If I Stay, and amazingly, the scene that they were doing, and I thought it was really cool, is it was on the roof of our building, and the scene was her and this guy, the ghost of this movie, without telling what the movie is they're talking on the roof, but it was really cold. It really was. Huh. And she had a dress on, because without going too far into detail, she had a dress on and barefoot. And so every time they do a take, she would have to run back in the building where I was sitting, and she had to stand on this foot heater. It was really cool, like seeing all that. Yeah, but then her coworker, I can't remember her name. She's on IMDb. But so I was sitting there talking to them while they're in between states. But to say a little bit more about what I did, I was the liaison. And so what it was, because it was such a secure building, if they needed access to a certain door, I would go open it. Or if they need certain lights turned on or off, I would. Do you know what I mean? And so, but for the most part, I was basically there. If any of the directors or anything needed anything to deal with the Salvation Army, they would come to me, and I would go deal with it, even with everything in the building. Right. So I got to stand there while they're doing the sets, but you learn how to what it is. Okay, so when you're on a movie shoot and the actors, if you don't talk to you, that's a reason why they're not talking to you. They're focusing so much on their character. They can't just come out of focus on their character and go, "Hi, John, how you doing today?" "Yeah, I'm really cool," right? That's why they will not give you any attention at all. They're
Okay.
staying in focus. They're not trying to be mean to you or be snobby. Well, there are. Obviously, there's going to be that kind of thing, right?
Right.
But for the most part, they won't talk to you. Now, fortunately enough, because one of the questions I did ask is I said, Chloe, because I didn't know her at the time. I said, so are you guys on IMDb? Because I watched that a lot. And they said, yeah, we're both on there. So I went and checked them out. It's really cool. And found out that she was on the movie Carrie. And it's like, oh, cool, right?
All right.
But for the most part, you learn not to talk to them. You leave them be. And so all I did was just hang out, and I got to eat all their food that they got. And, it was so great. Flash, the suit, I was carrying the suit, really cool. And it had to be inside the special case because it had to stay at a certain temperature, which was a fascinating thing. But during one of the shoots, they had one of the stand-in actors. Like, it's movies, they don't always keep the full, how do I say it? They don't bring in always that same actor. They'll have a body double come in.
Yeah.
So the body double of Flash, I always talk to him, but it turns out that he owned a talent agency, and he kept telling me, Larry, you should come do this stuff, man. But I was kind of interested in it, but they don't get a lot of money doing, like, I'm talking extras and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
the
right.
fame of being on the movies. And to give you a little bit about information about that, if you're ever on a movie suit and try to get in the front of the camera, they will not do it. They're not allowed. They have to get your written permission to show you on that screen.
Yeah, that makes sense. A release form.
The camera, they will not show that scene.
Right.
I won't get into the exacts on how that, but they're not going to do it. Because I remember when I was a kid and say, "Oh, hi, hey, it's me."
Yeah, right.
No, they're not going to let you on there and stuff like that. And so
yeah, they need a release form.
Yeah, they need a release form. That's right.
Yeah.
And so I was at Salvation Army for 5 years. And for the most part, I did it the whole time. And yeah, there was quite a few movie scenes shot there. It's really cool. But you learn to, like what do you call it? Oh, that's the coolness. It's still there, but I had to be professional. Like I couldn't, but I was right with the directors while looking at the screen while they're doing the cuts and rolling and all that.
But it sounds like it turns out to be like any other job. It becomes a job after a while. Maybe a little more glorified. A little more glorified, but still.
The only people that are really getting anything out of this is the actors.
Yeah.
The
main actors.
The main actors, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all based on your appearance in the scene. If you're in the front of the camera, you get paid more than that guy that's just sitting in the back.
Right.
If you're doing an extra into like a baseball stadium, it's free. They let you in the stadium and you get on there, you just sign a release form, you're in the shot. Right? You know what I mean? Which you should try, John, going to Fenway Park.
Actually, I down in Cape Cod, I was in a couple of backgrounds. Like you said, we're on the jetty, just waving on the jetty for a boat race, like you're saying. No one get anything for that. It's a long day. That's the thing too. You do it for the thrill a couple times, but I remember watching.
But the one good thing about it is you got free food all day long. Like, now, not to say anything bad, but I got the extras got different food. And I'm not trying to say that as in anything negative or bad, but you would think, if I don't know, Chloe, you're not gonna expect her to eat like a hot dog or a hamburger.
Of course not.
She's going to eat the really nice catered food, whereas the extras, they're going to give them the hot dogs, right? Because monetary, right? So I always got what the directors and the actors, what their food, which was really, really freaking yummy. But I was, there was a couple lines where I worked back-to-backs, 16-hour shifts. Not sadly, how do I say this? Ironically, my boss, because I was union, actually scheduled me. He could have gotten somebody else to do my job, but he didn't schedule me, and I ended up making quad time or triple time, I think. I can't remember it exactly, but it was a massive paycheck, and he got in trouble for letting me do this shift. But truthfully, all I did was just mostly sit around all day and watch what's going on. But I got paid really good money, John.
Now, how many years you do that, Larry?
5.
5 years, okay.
Yeah.
And that was in Vancouver.
Vancouver, yeah.
Which is, I guess, they're doing a lot of big movies nowadays. There's a lot of shows filmed there.
Okay, so Vancouver is the Hollywood of Canada.
Canada, okay.
Mainly Vancouver, Toronto, the big cities. Montreal has some of but Vancouver, it's a huge interest. They got studios here and everything here, just like LA and stuff like that. So it's not as big, but like I said, like a lot of Canadian movies are shot like they were filmed in America.
Right. Well, a lot of those, isn't a big thing up there now to those Hallmark movies which have become popular?
Yes.
And those
all those things, I never got into that stuff.
Right.
Like Flash, the only reason why I watched Flash is because I seen how the scenes were made. I actually got a video, not here on my computer, but in a hard drive, where there was a scene where the girl, she was doing a fight scene. She jumped out and it jumped off this, because it's an 8-story building that we have.
Yeah.
And to give you a little understanding, is this a homeless shelter? And you can think of bad things that happen in shelters,
right?
Things, right? And we're talking an 8-story building, so along those lines. But this person jumped off in a scene. If you can get the idea without saying too things personal here, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I got a video of that. And normally you don't do that, but they allowed me. They said, "Go ahead."
Really? Okay.
I film one of the scenes being practiced from one of the body doubles. It was really cool. In the show, it's like, oh, that's cool. How they, then the green screen stuff, and it's very interesting to see how there's the movies, but it affects how I watch movies now. I only like blockbuster movies. If it's unknowns, it doesn't really impress me at all, and also 4K ultra 4K movies, I cannot watch them. It's the how do I say it, the recording techniques is not up to the standard of the quality of video of ultra 4K. So when me and Ananda watch an ultra 4K movie, it looks plain. It doesn't look, it's sharp. It's a sharp picture, but you can tell the cheapness of the set. It's like going to Vegas. Everybody talks about how it's a facade. Vegas is a facade. It's cheapened, and that's the way we see 4K stuff.
Well, let me ask you a question, Larry, because and I don't know if it's 4K, but just a high definition. We're sitting here watching HD movies, and I'm always telling my wife that the actors and actresses nowadays must hate them because it picks up every blemish and every bit of makeup. Is that kind of along what you're saying?
Kind of. The thing is the lighting. Like, if you can see me right now, this is not natural. This is not a natural look. Even though this looks all right, it's not a natural. In 4K, I'm talking about in 4K thing, right? And like, it's picking up every little detail. So it's picking up how the lighting's done. So the lighting setup isn't as great of a quality that matches up with the quality of video that they're putting out. The lighting, how the lighting is, it looks cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't look natural to me. And
right. Doesn't look authentic. Doesn't look authentic.
No.
That's interesting. Do you ever go back the area must be relatively close, right? Do you ever go back and check it out?
Amazingly, I'm actually, my next video that I'm going to be putting out, we did a drive-by downtown. We actually drive by Salvation Army where I worked, and they were actually filming inside. It doesn't show anything, but I mentioned, hey, look, they're doing shooting inside. We just drove by.
Can you park? That would be a great video to put out. Could you park and go in there and say, this is where I worked, and this? No, they don't let you.
No. I haven't been there since 2015.
Okay.
Even though I know the manager stuff, but it's not professional to go like, and I don't have that same relationship anymore. Like there's a couple staff that still work there that's been working there for 30 something years. I can go and talk to them at the front desk, but to have access, no. And especially when they're doing movies, they're not going to let me in to do any of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But you at least get the outside.
Yeah. Well, so what happened was I was driving by and I was talking to the camera, and oh, hey, they're doing a movie shoot inside. You can see inside, but it doesn't look like it on the outside. There's a couple people hanging out front.
Right.
Something new I did notice that they now have what do you call it, Tesla hookups, which is very crazy, if I could say it that way. Okay, I don't know if you know anything about homelessness and homeless shelters on what happens
probably
on
not.
homeless shelter life, right? Well,
Yeah.
there's a lot of theft going on, right? And they have parking for Teslas out front of a homeless shelter.
It's like rubbing salt in the wound.
Like you're just inviting some crime to happen here,
right?
But it is what it is. That's the big city.
Well, I would also think it's like rubbing a little bit of salt in the wounds with the people inside. Who the heck wants to look out at that?
Yeah, actually, that's an interesting thing that you're saying. Also, working in a homeless shelter, all right, everybody's deserves privacy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of mental health that goes on in there as well. And so a lot of people in the movie industry doesn't understand the mental health of clients. And they're walking around with cameras and stuff like that. And it just freaks them out. And we have to deal with all of that kind of stuff, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far.
No, I hear you, though. It's definitely a privacy factor. Well, that's very interesting, Larry. And Larry, I think this is a good opportunity here. It's 4:00. I'm going to pop over to visit TJ and really appreciate you coming up.
Just before you go, I wanted to, I'm going to share a video with you, John.
Okay.
Through Messenger. Actually, I didn't really want to say it on here, but I wanted to say you before you and talking to you. Something happened across the street from us a couple nights ago. There was a big fire that I had to deal with. I want you to see this. Nobody's hurt. No animals were hurt, which we were yelling. Yeah, but I took the video, and I just want you to see what happened. The other, I was going to talk about my voice. I don't know if you noticed my voice is raspy right now, so I got a little bit of smoke and inhalation. So.
Oh, wow.
I want you to see the video. It's on my YouTube, but it's not, you don't share that kind of thing.
No, I would definitely watch it. Do you want to, before you get off, to just give your channel a shout out one more time before we say goodbye?
Hi, Pump Travelers. So my name's Larry. My channel name is Pump Travelers, and we're all about inspiring others to get out there and travel the world and experience this beautiful planet we call Earth. I used to do lives right now, but I'm temporarily until travel gets back into play. I've put them on pause, but I do put out some as much as I can, but we don't have a lot of exciting things here in Powell River where I live. So I'm only able to give what I can. So I do have a video coming out of driving around downtown Vancouver and stuff. And that's coming out very shortly. And then, we're going back into Vancouver for Easter. And so I should be able to do, because Vancouver's actually opening up from
great
things. So there could be, I don't know, there could be things open that I'm able to go and show off more things, right? So, yeah.
Right. Great. Well, thank you very much, Larry.
Thank you.
And we'll probably see you. It's now 4:02 our time, just so you know. Well, you got your time.
Good seeing you. Bye, everyone.
All right. Have a good one, Larry.
You too. Take care, John. Be safe.
Yeah, I will. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, thank you for joining us on this informal pop-up chat. We like to do these every now and then. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Sunday, we will be doing our second edition of J&N Travels Sports Edition with my co-host Brandon. So we're going to be talking about some NFL quarterbacks, a little bit of golf, and a little bit about the NCAA March Madness. So if you like sports at all, pop up and see us tomorrow at 4 p.m. And then on Wednesday, me and Nancy comes back, and we're doing our St. Patty's Day Wednesday chat at 2 o'clock. So hope to see you guys at some of these. Have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us. I think Kayla's Aquatics came in at the end. I didn't see you, so I would like to give you a little shout out. The Juma, here right to the end. Thank you very much. And the rest of you have a good day.